Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consume Cinema. My name is Pure 1980s Nostalgia, and today we have another video in the Joe Revisits series with the 1987 film 3 O'Clock High. Now, this is a movie that's, near and dear to my heart. Like I said, whenever I do one of these revisits, it's a movie I've seen, and it's a movie that, I hold in the upper echelon of movies, especially for me personally, like I relate to it on like a personal level. And for me, this movie, reminds me of an event in my childhood, actually. I was probably in like fifth grade, and I went to sleep thinking I'm going to be sick. And I woke up the next morning with like a really bad headache and a cold, stayed home from school. And I remember that morning just being awful because I had this really bad pressure headache. It was really painful. And about like 8 hours into dealing with that, I finally said, you know what, I'm going to try something. So I pinched my nose and then I blew as hard as I could and popped both my ears, but it was kind of like a tea kettle releasing steam because it hurt like hell in the moment, and you should never do that because you can blow out your eardrums. But it did work. It released all the pressure, and it was the first point in the day where I actually started to feel a little bit better. My mom brought in chicken noodle soup, so I was eating that in bed, and I grabbed the remote and turned on the TV, and bam, this movie came on. So I just associate this movie with instant relief and enjoyment because I was having a really bad day, and then all of a sudden I'm having a pretty good day. And that was actually the first time I watched The Warriors. I watched it later that night, so it ended up being a really good day, and it started off horrible. I have a lot of nostalgia for 80s films in general. John Hughes, Breakfast Club, 16 Candles. I love all those. A lot of great movies came out in the 80s, and yeah, it was just a great time for film, really. But it has a kind of unique style to it, like those 80s films, and kind of a fun little test you can give somebody who says that they love 80s movies is ask them about 3 O'Clock High. Because if you mention The Breakfast Club or 16 Candles or Ferris Bueller's Day Off, they'll recognize those immediately. But if you ask them about 3 O'Clock High and they don't know what you're talking about, they're not the real deal Holyfield. They're a pretender. Yeah, this movie is quite excellent. It's definitely in that 80s style that you would expect from the time period. It does kind of stand alone in its own respect with the way it's edited, and there are certain elements of the film that I personally really enjoy. I think are really done well, but they're kind of subtle, but they're there. You can spot them. I don't want to reveal too much, just because if you haven't seen this movie, it's a good movie to go see for sure. You'll definitely enjoy it, especially if you love anything to do with the 80s. But yeah, like it's kind of a simplistic story overall, and the movie's like less than 90 minutes, so it's not a long movie. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, go see it for sure. It's definitely you're definitely gonna have a much better experience just watching the film than watching my revisit of it because I can't keep in enough material to actually do it proper credit. As always, remember to blank, blank, and blank. We got a ton of subscribers last week, more than doubled what we had, so that was a great week. More of that, please. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So we're just gonna get right into this one. The ominous clock.
I'm telling you, this new guy is supposed to be a total psycho. I heard he broke another kid's neck at his last school.
Then he got kicked off the football team for pulling a knife on a coach.
And all the coach did was grab him, and the guy goes nuts.
And this guy's supposed to be coming to our school.
Today.
After he broke that kid's neck, they tried to throw him in jail. The judge let him off.
This guy ought to be locked up. So the teacher grabs him by the arm and tries to take him down to the office. Thing is, the teacher didn't know the guy was a touch freak.
Touch freak?
Yeah, he doesn't like to be touched by anybody.
Have you heard about his brass knuckles?
Dude has brass knuckles?
Yeah, always carries them with him. He uses them on special occasions. He hit that continuation.
so hard his nose flew off his face.
Serious?
Totally serious. He's also got this thing about being touched.
I heard he one time broke a guy's neck just because he touched him.
Remember the story about the guy who pulled a knife on his coach?
Yeah.
That's him.
Jesus.
He was a continuation. He even took a swing at one of his teachers.
What's this guy's name anyway?
His name's Buddy Revell.
I love that intro. The high school rumor mill is definitely a real thing. It's a clever way of introducing the character because you have these, conversations between these separate people and then they each lead into the other one. And it gives us a little bit of info on, our main antagonist in the story, Buddy.
That's terrific. Well, we must be doing something right, huh? Listen, that's a lot of cash. So, I suggest you take it over and deposit it after school today.
You want to do an article about this guy for the paper? Yeah, I was thinking maybe we do one of those new student profiles.
There's a new student on campus today, Buddy Revell. Now, we've all heard the stories about Buddy. Vincent and I decided that we should do a welcome aboard piece on Buddy, which has been assigned to Jerry Mitchell.
Oh boy.
I'm Jerry Mitchell. I'm with the school paper, the Titan.
Dude.
I know this is a little weird, me asking who you are standing side by side in front of the urinals.
You're a fag.
You are Buddy Revell, right?
Bernard?
No, I'm with the school paper.
What do you want, man? I just got to the school.
I don't want anything. That is all. All I want to do is talk to you, see? See, they told me to write this stupid little piece about you because you're the new kid on campus.
What are you gonna do, a stupid little piece on me? Why would I want to look stupid?
No. You're not gonna look stupid. Not at all.
Not doing yourselves any favors here, Jerry.
Why don't we forget this whole thing and pretend this never happened, okay?
Oh, man. He does not like to be touched.
You're never gonna forget this happened. I want you to understand something, Jerry. I don't like it when people know about me. In fact, I don't like it when anybody knows about me. So you can take that newspaper of yours and wipe off your dick with it. Made me mad, Jerry. Now I'm gonna have to do something to work it off.
Work it off?
You and me, we're gonna have a fight today after school. 3 o'clock in the parking lot. You try and run, I'm gonna track you down. You go to a teacher, it's only gonna get worse. You sneak home, be under your bed.
He's almost like a force of nature rather than, just another student or, typical high school bully. Also, not to take up for Buddy here, but if I was new to a school, I wouldn't want, a newspaper to write a story on me. I'd be like, could you please leave me alone? Having said that, his, reaction is over the top. We're going to talk about the whole touching thing later, near the end of the video, but, yeah, it's not good.
I just talked to him. Who? Him. Him isn't Buddy Revell, him? Oh, that's great. What did he say? He wants to fight me today at 3 o'clock in the parking lot. You didn't touch him, did you, Jerry? Buddy Revell just challenged him to a fight.
When?
Today, 3 o'clock in the parking lot. There's not going to be a fight. I'm just going to talk to Buddy Revell and tell him that there's no reason for us to fight, and that's all there is to it. I mean, nobody has to know.
Jerry Mitchell?
Yeah?
I heard you're gonna fight Buddy Revell after school today.
No.
You a black belt or something? You look kind of small. Well, good luck.
Well, wait. Man, word travels fast.
Yep. It's high school.
Excuse me again.
I don't deal with you until 3 o'clock.
See, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. There's really no reason for you and I to fight because I'm not going to do that piece anymore.
I know you're not. Because I told you, I don't like people knowing about me. Listen to me, you little shit. You and me are gonna fight at 3 o'clock, and there is nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, he's quickly established as a force of nature, not just a typical school bully.
What problem? A little problem with Buddy Revell. As I'm sure you know, Bruce and I are planning to go to film school at UCLA. But we can get a head start on all the other guys if we did a documentary on your fight, the events leading up to it, how you're feeling as your friends desert you, how you handle your defeat.
You guys want to follow me around for the rest of the day and then film Buddy Revell kicking my ass?
Exactly, but we're not talking schlock here. We're talking classic angles, we're talking private moments, feelings. So what do you think?
No.
So word has spread fast, and there's already a film crew that wants to document the fight.
Calm down, I told you I got a plan. I said I want you to stop. What kind of a plan?
This plan.
What, do you want me to stab him? You crazy?
Of course not. I'm gonna plant this sucker in his locker. Then I'm gonna leave an anonymous note on O'Rourke's desk, tipping him off. They find the blade. Buddy's out of the school before lunch.
How'd you get the combination?
I memorized it while you were talking to him in the hall before second period.
Vince, close the locker.
Right.
What the hell are you doing?
Saving your ass?
Open it. Open the damn locker and get the knife out of there now.
What's your problem, Jer? This plan is gonna work great. Besides, I already planted the note in O'Rourke's desk.
Don't you get it? He'll know that we were involved. He'll know that I planted it.
Yeah, who else would do it?
Me. You know what I think? I think you're getting just a little paranoid. Maybe he won't figure it out. There's always that chance. Look, I'm gonna go try and get the note factor and pep assembly. I'll see you at lunch.
Bree, it's not that simple. I have a book report due in the 5th period, and I have a math quiz in the 6th. If I leave, I flunk both of them.
Listen to me, Jerry. Being flunked beats being dead.
Goddamn 80s pep rallies. That's the knife. There is no escape. The bell rings at 3 o'clock.
This guy's crazy.
Yeah.
Where you heading for, son?
Nowhere really.
Looks to me like you were heading off campus. Well, what have we got here?
That's not my knife. See this note? Another kid at school was...
And goodbye.
Caught this one trying to ditch during the rally.
What were you going to do with the blade, Jerry?
Well, you see, it's really not my knife. Well, Buddy Revell wants to fight me at 3 o'clock today in the parking lot, and I just couldn't get out of it, so a friend of mine... Well, I had this really stupid idea that I might be able to get Buddy kicked out of school before I had a chance to fight him, so I planted the knife in his locker, and then I put a note on Mr. O'Rourke's desk, tipping him off, only he found out about the knife before you guys did, and then he stuck it in my mom's steering wheel with another note saying that I definitely now could never get away from him. But like I said, it's really not my knife.
That is absolutely the most ridiculous excuse I have ever heard in my entire career as a disciplinarian, Jerry.
Yeah, it was not going to go over well.
Hello, Bill Wojtek. Did you receive a note this morning regarding the contents of Buddy Revell's locker? They haven't found a note anywhere near his office, Jerry.
Yep, he got it back.
Earlier today, I spotted Buddy Revell placing a large switchblade in his locker.
You Jerry Mitchell?
Yeah?
Oh, perfect. I guess you heard that the guys in the accounting club have come up with these pools.
Pools?
You know, betting pools on your fight this afternoon.
What?
Look, I was just wondering if maybe you could try and maybe make the fight last longer than 3 minutes. Because, see, I was thinking you could do a lot of footwork and shit, or maybe just run away or something. Because, see, my bet is that you'll last 3 or more minutes with Buddy. Yeah, I got faith in you, man. I think you're solid.
You guys are making bets on the fight? Taking odds on my destruction? That's obscene.
You're right. I wouldn't make that bet if I were you.
Hey, Jerry, do you cut easy? Because there's good odds going in the Stitches category.
Stitches category?
Yeah, it's something the accounting club came up with for this fight. You see, you bet on how many stitches it's going to take to fix Jerry's face.
Achilles struck Hector in the throat with his spear. His body spewed blood in all directions. The crowd roared with pleasure.
It's a lot of little great moments here.
Can I talk to you for a minute? Alone?
If you're a fag.
No. I just need your advice on something. I sort of have this problem with Buddy Revell.
What kind of problem?
Well, actually, he wants to beat me up after school.
It's a big problem.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I also happen to remember that one time a couple of years ago, when he stuck up for Jimmy Hawkins. He beat Jeff Stevens' ass that day, and I was kind of wondering maybe you might be able to help me out this afternoon. Look, if I can get the money, do you think you'd do it for me?
Revell will never bother you again. Guaranteed.
He's gone through a lot of effort just to avoid this fight. I don't know. I think after the first attempt I would have given up and just been like, okay, I guess I'm fighting him. Jesus Christ.
Grand theft. Look. Look at this. Whoever did this should be plucked out of our school like a burgeoning cancerous growth deep inside the colon.
He's a science teacher.
How you doing, buddy?
I know you.
Played football against each other.
Right. Hey, you were the puss. Where's Bled?
I hear you're giving Jerry Mitchell a hard time.
It's gonna get even harder.
You are gonna do shit to you.
Oh boy. Oh. Jesus. Telling you, force of nature. Broken nose and his teeth are black.
So Buddy Revell kicked Craig Matty's ass?
He broke his face, literally. Well, at least we got your money back. Where'd you get $450?
You got the money back?
Yeah. Craig felt kind of bad knowing you were going to get it even worse. Anyway, he said he was going to give me all of it, but I told him he at least deserved $100 for his trouble.
Gave him $100? You mean you didn't get all of it back?
Well, no, not all of it.
Besides, I can't leave today. I'm under suspicion for possessing a concealed weapon.
What?
Oh, never mind.
He's had a busy day.
I'm telling you, there's no way out.
Get detention after school. Nobody will expect you to show up for the fight, and not even Buddy will be able to touch you.
Fine, look. Money goes to Hollywood.
Oh, man.
It's a good read. Fast. Angry. Sexual. I was thinking about the syntax and how it affected the overall mood. Particularly during the more expository passages of the 5th chapter, where Honey meets the whole Australian soccer team.
Oh my God.
I gotta tell you, it kind of made me think of you, Miss Farmer. What's your favorite book, Miss Farmer? It's important to me.
That's what I call a book report.
Oh, man. So many great little things about this movie.
Did Miss Farmer tell you where I'm supposed to report for detention?
Detention? She didn't mention anything about detention, but she did want me to tell you that your book report was the best she had in any of her classes.
What?
In fact,
Oh
she
my
said if you
God.
don't make it back to class today, she would like you to call her at home this evening. Here's her number.
Jesus.
Take a seat over there by Jerry Mitchell. Buddy, this shouldn't be too difficult for you. It's a review of the last 2 chapters. See where you left off in your old school.
Sure, buddy. I'll give you some answers.
You know how I feel about cheating, Jerry. I despise it. Let's go, both of you.
I hate to admit it, sir, but the fact is I was completely lost in the quiz. You see, Al was cheating off of Buddy.
You expect me to believe that?
Yes, sir.
Turns his back.
You two boys must think I'm very stupid. All I want you to do is to complete 2 problems from this quiz. You get them right, I'll know you boys are telling the truth. Get them both wrong, we got a problem.
This is honestly such a great moment.
You're both right.
You knew the answers all along.
He was just screwing with him.
I'm disappointed in you, Jerry. It's clear to me Buddy came to this school trying to make an effort. And here on his first day, you've taken advantage of it.
Sorry, sir. I mean, who knows? Maybe we can just forget this whole fight thing and just be friends or something. What do you think?
No matter what you say, what you do, you and me are gonna fight when that bell rings at 3 o'clock.
Can't we be friends? Can't we even try?
I don't need friends.
I have $350. It's yours if you leave me alone.
O'Rourke put you up to this?
Well, Rourke has nothing to do with this.
Just to call off the fight, no catches.
No catches.
All right. You live. But you know what, Mitchell? You're the biggest pussy I've ever met in my life. You didn't even try. How does that feel?
His words cut deep. You know, he spent the entire movie trying to get out of this, and he finally manages to do it, and now he feels worse than he's ever felt. At a certain point, even if you know you're going to lose, it's better just to fight. I get that, you know, people are terrified of the idea of, you know, having to fight, which it can be scary for sure, but it's not like he's going to die.
I want my money back.
No refunds.
I'm not kidding, man. I want it back now.
Or what?
I'm no pussy, asshole. The fight is on. You and me in the parking lot, 3 o'clock.
Again, just the little moments here and there that really, you know, accentuate the film.
All right, hold it right there, gentlemen. I said move, gentlemen. Jerry, I'm taking you home. Buddy, I want you to go to my office and wait for me there.
Sorry, Mr. O'Rourke. I just can't do that.
Really? Why don't I give you a little help?
You leave him alone, you maniac! You want him, you can go through me. You goddamn animal, you hear me? You just go ahead and go through me.
Move.
Come on, you asshole. Come on, you peckerhead. Let's see what you got.
Ugh. Gary really doesn't know how to fight.
Let's finish.
Ugh, jeez.
Jerry. Jerry. Are you all right?
of a dick.
Jerry's lucky he has so many good friends.
Break his face! Rip his head off!
Don't fuck this up, Mitchell!
That look at the end. It's like he's both amazed that he actually did it and impressed.
Let the boy go, Detective. He's had enough for today.
You have any paper? Yeah, sure. How much would that be? $1 a sheet? Great. I'll take 5.
Such a great moment.
Jerry. Vincent Costello told us the student store was having a little cash flow problem. I'll take 2 sheets. Oh, and Jerry, you did a great thing yesterday.
Yeah, unbelievable. I'll take 3. 4 sheets.
I'll take a sheet.
Hey, Jerry! I scored. Man, you lasted 4 minutes. I knew you were solid. Take 30.
It's a nice little moment to end the movie.
Hello, Jerry.
Unbelievable. I still can't believe he dropped Ravel with just 1 punch.
Someone told me he's a black belt. Did you guys hear? He's going out with Kieran Clark now.
Guy's a stud. Did you hear what happened in his English class?
Isn't that where you attacked Miss Farmer?
Yeah, Jerry ripped her clothes off in front of the whole friggin' class.
You hear that Mr. O'Rourke tried to keep Jerry from fighting Buddy? Mitchell wouldn't do it. Jerry wanted to fight Buddy? Yeah. Buddy was picking on him, so Jerry told him to meet him in the parking lot at 3 o'clock.
You hear about the switchblade? Buddy was gonna try and knife Jerry before the fight. Jerry picked his locker and got to the knife before him. It's unbelievable.
Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. So that was 3 O'Clock High. Like I said, excellent movie, and, you know, you see a ton of 80s elements in the movie. You know, there's montages at the beginning and at the end. It's kind of a movie that's, in a lot of ways, you know, one of those high school rite of passage movies. You know, typical, like, unimposing kid gets bullied, you know, finds it in himself to, you know, stand up for himself, ends up, like, becoming the hero of the story because he does so. He finally, you know, finds that courage, that bravery. But there's, you know, a lot of, like, classic elements from the 80s in this movie. The sexual tension, you know, between Jerry and his girlfriend and, you know, potential other girlfriends, even his teacher, which, yeah, like, all I can say about that is, you know, 80s. But, yeah, there's a lot of little tiny moments that really, you know, accentuate the story. It starts off with, you know, the high school rumor mill, you know, talking about Buddy, and I love how they do that, where they have, you know, one group of people starting the conversation, and then the next group of people continues it, and it's just these, you know, overblown rumors of, you know, Buddy, what he's done back in the day, how he pulled a knife on his football coach, how he has a pair of brass knuckles, and there's, the thing about it is there's details in it that are true, but it's also exaggerated because, again, it's the high school rumor mill, so it just blows it all out of proportion. And then it ends with, you know, all of a sudden the story gets flipped, you know, whereas Jerry's this badass who really wanted to fight Buddy, and, you know, he's the one who, you know, all this other stuff that parts of it are true, but also parts of it just get blown out of proportion. And yeah, it's just the high school rumor mill. It's what it does. I also love, you know, little moments throughout it that just give it a little bit of spice, like the AV Club people wanting to film the fight and Jerry's downfall, and because they think it'll help them get into college and film school. The accounting club, you know, creating these betting pools on, you know, how long is Jerry's going to last, and, you know, how long will it take for Buddy to draw blood. Stuff like that just appears throughout the movie. That's just, you know, it's this reoccurring gag, and it's just funny. But yeah, little elements like that really sell the story and take what is an otherwise simple story and, you know, make it more interesting, more appealing. But I do want to talk about this a little bit. So the whole thing with Buddy being touched. Now, during the beginning of the movie, they talk about how at one point Buddy gets touched by his Pee-wee football coach or something, just like a touch on the shoulder or something, like a nothing little whatever, but he reacts by pulling a knife. Now, I mean, they never talk about it outright, but I think it's pretty obvious that at one point, Buddy receives some unwanted attention of a, sexual nature, and that's why he kind of reacts the way he does, and it's kind of a telltale sign. They never address it, so you don't know who did it or what the full, story is there, but it's definitely an element that is there, and I'm like 99% confident that's, what happened to him. That's why he is the way he is. But, just to stick up a little bit for him, if I was a new kid in school and somebody approached me wanting to do a newspaper piece and wanted to do an interview, I'd be like, could I please not do that? That doesn't sound like anything I would enjoy. Politely saying, please leave me out of this. Just, I don't want to deal with this. But yeah, I mean, the whole, tap on the shoulder, what otherwise would be a non-issue, gets blown out of proportion because, that whole element that is under the surface that they never talk about with Buddy. But yeah, like, I don't know, to a certain extent, I just want to be left alone. So in that respect, I can understand how he would be mad, but not enough to, physically assault somebody. That's, that's out of line in my opinion. But yeah, just wanted to address that real quick because it is something that's there, and when you watch the movie, you do pick up on it. I mean, I even remember back when, the first time I watched this movie in like 5th grade, and yeah, it's something that I noticed. I don't know that I, connected the dots fully back then, but I thought it was a bit off. Yeah, really good movie. Glad I got to revisit it. Whenever somebody, brings up 80s movies and their love for them, this is kind of like a little test you can give them to see how much they actually know 80s movies, or they're just saying that they love 80s movies, because everybody knows Breakfast Club. Everybody knows 16 Candles. Those movies are all-time classics, and they're really, really popular. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, that type of thing. Anyone that's a real fan of the 80s that doesn't know this movie, it's just a pretender. They're not the real deal Holyfield. But yeah, I'm glad I got to revisit it. Always one of those enjoyable films for me. Seen it a bunch of times over the years. Still as good this time as the first time I watched it. And yeah, just a lot of creativity and excitement in the film that I can still relate to and still, revisit and enjoy. I do want to say that I'm not going to do like a call to arms like I did with The Drop, because this movie, while not as well known as, other 80s movies, is, there's reactions, there's reviews up on YouTube. It's not like a completely unknown film like I felt like The Drop was regarded as, but yeah, still a fun, enjoyable movie. I can still revisit it. There's a little things that, definitely paint it as a period piece. The high school pep rally where they literally attack the piñata with baseball bats. That's something that they stopped doing in the 80s just because parents thought it was too violent. I mean, it kind of is, but it also seems like a lot of fun. But yeah, still really good, even in, 2024. That's pretty much all I got. Just want to say, thanks for watching, and